welcome to the Gaia update for the Cancer New Moon Solar Eclipse that's happening on July 12th, 2018. I'm Adrienne Elise. Well, this is an incredibly potent new moon. So the solar eclipses happen on new moons when the sun and the moon are together. And so in this case, they're going to be in Cancer. This is a partial solar eclipse, which means that it's not an exact alignment with the nodes, but it's still very, very potent, because what's happening is that this is the first eclipse that's happening along where the nodes will move into in the fall. So on November 7th, the North Node will move from Leo into Cancer because it goes backwards through the signs. And so we're kind of having this foreshadowing of this next 2 years of experience that's coming our way, with a year and a half, 2 years, with the North Node moving into Cancer. So the other thing that's incredibly potent about this new moon is that, first, it's a partial solar eclipse, so close to the nodes, but pointing to the North Node moving into Cancer, but also it's directly opposite of Pluto in Capricorn. And so, wow, it's just like Pluto is power and control and secrets and destruction, and it's the transformer. And what Pluto likes to do is just break everything down, and so that we can sort out the good from the bad and build it up in a new way. And we've been all talking about this for the last 8-9 years of this Pluto-Uranus square and Pluto and Capricorn. The culmination of this energy will be when Saturn and Jupiter join Pluto in Capricorn in 2020, and that's where we're leading to. And so there's important messages going on here with this, because when those planets come together in 2020, they will be close to the South Node in Capricorn. So when the North Node, of course, moves into Cancer, the South Node and the Moon will be in Capricorn. And so so the South Node is about past karma, like what is holding us back from the past, keeping us from moving forward. And so the North Node in Cancer is saying, hey, we need to build a more nurturing world. Like, we can't get anywhere until we start to value nurturing and compassion. And then the South Node in Capricorn is saying authority and rules and law, and this is the way it is. And so, and it's kind of, but there's also an energy to Capricorn around integrity in authority and loyalty and the positive aspects of authority. So we're kind of like trying to get the positive aspects of authority and leave behind the negative aspects. And this is kind of the whole flavor of this next couple of years. This eclipse is like moving us into this energy really powerfully. And I've gotten a beautiful image around this eclipse that Lightworkers, empaths, star seeds, indigo souls, crystals, you know who you are. If you're watching this video, that's who you are. You have a very special place in this movement. You hold a place of light in this new grid that's trying to be created. And the sun and the moon opposite Pluto is saying we got to get rid of the old one. The old paradigm is clinging on. And that's why things are so crazy right now, because the destruction energy has to happen to show us right from wrong, truth from fake, and, you know, kind of like, what's the real story? What is, just kind of break it down so we can sort out the rubble. And so this new moon with the sun and the moon in Cancer directly opposite Pluto is kind of like, whoa, here we are. We are at the structural breakdown, and you can see it everywhere in our world. Now, the other thing that's happening leading up to this new moon is that on the 10th, Jupiter will turn direct just a couple days before this new moon. And Jupiter is Jupiter is a big planet. It's an amplifier. It's like a crystal. It just brings extra energy and light to whatever it touches, okay? And so Jupiter in Scorpio is talking about the hidden, subconscious secrets, lies, power structures that are our deep inner instincts and desires, our inner child patterns and woundedness, and that kind of stuff is like all coming to the surface. And so it's like revealing the false power structures of domination and control so that we can come into true power. And humanity, the message for us right now is that the true power of this world and the world that we're moving into, and the truth of our Gaia code, the consciousness of the planet Earth and our Earth evolution, the true power lies in compassion and nurturing. And so this is such an incredible new moon, because the new moons are always like a new part of a cycle. New moon eclipses, that's talking about the next 6 months. But because this is the first eclipse with the node, the North Node, will be moving into Cancer, that's talking about almost 2 years of energy that is beginning on this new moon. And so that's very exciting. At the same time, we're having to look back at the old and what's holding us back, and we're kind of suspended with this Mars retrograde. We're suspended in time between the old paradigm and the new paradigm, and Mars just wants to like, come on, let's go, let's build this Aquarian age. What are we waiting for? And then it's kind of like, well, we don't know what our true value system is. We don't really we can't value compassion and nurturing, and that's really what gets us what we need in this world. And that's where this Cancer energy is coming in. And so we're having a huge energy around this. And so the Pluto in Capricorn is talking about a structural disintegration. And this is like, we're really being able to see this in our world. This is the crazy chaos that's happening. It's happening to show us that it's not real. That, there's lies and deceit, there's programming, and it has to be revealed. So this is a really great energy that can be helpful right now as we go through these times, is to understand that this is about the shadow being revealed so that we can get healthier, right? And so then there's that beautiful picture that the Lightworkers are coming in. It's like, now is the time to do what you're here to do. And Lightworkers have been feeling very oppressed by the energies on the planet. Like, what am I even doing here? I don't belong here. Who are these people? And stuck in karmic patterns and karmic loops that don't really reflect the truth of who we are. And now Lightworkers are finally coming into what they're here for. And this is holding a place in this building of this new grid. The grid is already built, but humans haven't been able to like fully embody it and bring it into their physical bodies and onto the planet Earth. And now it's time, and you can feel it with the structural world disintegrating. We need a new energetic paradigm. It's trying to be built, and Lightworkers right now, it's like a really crucial time. It's kind of like, oh, I understand why I'm on the planet now. I'm holding space for this while the structures disintegrate, knowing that those aren't the truth. Knowing that this physical world is not all that we see. We've been told a bucket of lies about all this stuff. And there's so much out there beyond what we can see. And there's so many other cultures and races of beings out there in the world, in the cosmos. And it's like, we're just like living in this total delusion land, right? So Lightworkers now, it's like, okay, wow, I know why I'm here, because the world's falling apart. But I know there's more than this. I know that I came here with a vision of what's possible. It's in my heart, and it's what's making me feel so down and depressed and hopeless. But actually, those feelings can validate the truth of why you're here, and that now is the time. And this Cancer new moon is incredibly potent. It's like, okay, take your place. Take your place in the grid. Hold down the fort. Lightworkers, we need you to hold down the fort of just simply knowing in your heart that there's more out there than what we've been told. Knowing in your heart that you came here to create a beautiful planet and a beautiful experience of peace and harmony and the true evolution of humanity, which is based on the power and compassion of the human soul. So you know this. This is why you've struggled. And now it's time to put your skills into action. And it's hard because a lot of people are like, what are you even talking about? I don't know. You don't even have to know. You just know in your heart. And it's like, let the struggle of being on this planet validate who you are and why you're here, and get on with it. Right? And it doesn't mean anything specific. There's nothing required of you besides breathing into your heart and knowing that there is something greater and bigger ahead of us. something more beautiful and more harmonious. And as these new cosmic energies come to the earth, you know this in your heart and soul. And so now is the time to take your place as we anchor in this grid that's been worked on for many years energetically. But now it's time for us light workers to fully embody this energy. And it's interesting because it's taking the complete dismantling of the structures of this world for us to realize why we're here and be a structure of support. Energetic support. Okay, so the deal is like light worker, the more powerful you are in energetic support, the more incapable you may have felt in this world, in the 3D reality, is difficult for you. Like taking care of yourself, surviving, making money, like keeping your ducks in a row, that can be a challenge because you're so good at holding energy. You've been holding energetic space and working really hard while you're sleeping, but we don't get access to this in our everyday consciousness. We just have to know and trust, and it becomes very difficult, but that's going to get easier. And it's kind of ironic because it's like as the world falls apart, it actually gets easier for light workers because they're like, oh gosh, I'm good at this. I can hold an energetic frequency. I can hold the truth and the hope and the light, and people just being around me will feel better about what's going on. And so that's what's happening. We're being called to action and called to be who you really are, and it will be fun and easy and joyful. And like, you know, the energies finally, we're working with each other and the cosmos to bring about this shift now that we're finally at this point of this dismantling. And that is exactly what the messages in the cosmos are around this solar eclipse. It's like, yeah, Pluto and Capricorn, it's breaking down, and somebody's got to hold the possibility and the energy of a new energetic grid, and that's why you're here. And so thank you. And just breathe and know that you made it, and you're here, and you're doing what you're here to do, and it's very, very beautiful. And so for this group session, we can come together. I'm having a group session. This is a group intuitive reading, healing session, where we're going to look at shared energies from past lives and be able to go ahead and get the clearings and understanding and pictures and help support the guidance that we need to understand what it means to be anchoring in this new grid, and use our energy to amplify the healing of each other and of the collective and of the whole planet. So I hope you can join me for that. That's going to happen right on the exact time of this. We're going to meet an hour ahead of the solar eclipse and kind of lead into it. So that's going to be 8 p.m. on Thursday, July 12th, and that'll be 7 p.m. on the West Coast, and that'll be 10 p.m. on the East Coast. So I hope you can join me for that group, a very powerful group session where we kind of get a glimpse into our true destiny of what we're really here for on the planet, and get to work on it. So the new moon is always a new start, and so we talked about all these new cycles starting. And so in Cancer, it's about a new way of nurturing, a new start in what supports life. Okay? And so it's like maybe the consciousness of humanity on some level has needed this energy of domination, control, lies, deceit, and power, domination on the planet, but it's getting old finally after many thousands of years, right? And it's like, what really supports life? Each other, compassion, the human soul, love, and this is a new birth for this energy, and that's why this grid is like finally being able to manifest in the physical form, pretty much. Like it's been there energetically, but you know, we don't really have access to it in our everyday life, and that's the shift that's available right here. And you hold the key to that, and just by being here and being conscious and holding that hope and love in your heart. So the cool thing that's happening around this to help support this energy is that the sun and the moon are opposite Pluto, but they're also in a trine with Neptune, not too far away out of this trine with Neptune. And Neptune, and when Cancer and Neptune interact, it's like Cancer is the earthly blessings of nurturing and love, and Pisces is the cosmos, blessings of the cosmos, the spiritual truth, the oneness consciousness. So it's like this energy is so helpful right now to kind of be like, okay, whoa, you know, we're like just having an experience here on planet Earth, and it's crazy and chaotic, but it's about recognizing and receiving our spiritual blessings that can come drip down into this earth plane, into our reality, into our actual 3D reality. And so it's like there's a huge energy for receiving spiritual blessings right now and spiritual nurturing. And so it's like a really great energy because it's helping us look beyond the 3D chaos and see the bigger picture of the bigger, beautiful truth of existence and what's really going on. So that's really, really helpful. And those come into that exact trine right on the day of the moon comes into that exact trine on the same day as that eclipse, and the sun comes into that trine starting on the 6th. So the potent energy of the week ahead, it'll just be kind of like harmonizing starting on the 6th after we get through the 4th of July and all that. So that's nice. Now it's not too far out of the trine with Jupiter. Jupiter's at 13 degrees and Neptune is at 16 degrees. So it's like the trine, the sun trine Neptune leads us into this eclipse, and it also comes into a trine. The sun actually trines Jupiter right around the time that Jupiter turns direct. So we've got this kind of beautiful grand water trine energy happening in the sky. It's kind of moving around and exact at different times. But with Jupiter turning direct in Scorpio, that's really a beautiful energy being in trine to Neptune. That means it's moving closer back into the trine with Neptune, and then the sun and the moon holding their place in the other water sign. And so it's like this is harmonious. And we can feel, we can express, we can nurture, we can love, we can have this spiritual experience, we can have these truths come out and still feel like it's a spiritual experience. So this is kind of the trick right now, and the key is to be like, oh, this is a spiritual experience. Doesn't feel like it, right? But I'm going to look out beyond and know that, like, wow, I'm rapidly evolving. I'm dropping my bullshit. I'm moving into a lighter and freer and a feeling of being held by the universe as this new grid comes in, and this is awesome. So there's this huge juxtaposition going on, but that grand trine, water trine, is going to help a lot. Now, there's also a grand earth trine. So, wow, the cosmos is saying you're supported in this. This is about new energies coming to the earth, like we talked about that grid landing, because the trine is between Venus in Virgo at 2 degrees Virgo, making a trine with Uranus in Taurus at 2 degrees Taurus. Now, Uranus has just moved into Taurus in May, and that happened, and it's going to go back into Aries, but right now it's still in Taurus at 2 degrees, and it's not too far away from Saturn. So it's coming into a trine with Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn's in retrograde. So Saturn's at 4 degrees Capricorn, moving directly into this trine. So we're moving into a new energy where Uranus and Saturn are in trine. Now, we felt this Uranus-Saturn trine over the last couple of years, but it was in fire signs. Now it's happening in earth signs for the first time. And so that energy is about, let's bring the activation to the earth, right? Like, we need to see it. We need to see the money, real life, real time. Let's make it real. We know the world's cosmically changing, but our world is like a mess, a chaotic mess. And so what's going on here really, right? And so that's, of course, where the Lightworkers come in to hold the energy of this, the energetic grid, as the physical, our physical world and the structures of our physical world begin to disintegrate. We're here to hold that energy. And so that's exactly what this earth trine is talking about. The energy of this starts on July 10th. And Venus is in Virgo. Venus is the goddess, and in Virgo, Virgo likes to clean up, to discriminate, to kind of sort through and become clear on things. And Venus rules our value system. And so it's another cool energy of like cleaning up our value system, coming into what really matters. And this is going to be a big theme for the fall as Venus is heading to Scorpio, where it will take its retrograde. And so that's going to be a complete overhaul of our value system and our self-worth. You know, and so this is really interesting because this kind of goes right along with this whole energy of light workers being like, oh God, like I'm a failure in this world. You know, like I'm here, I have all these gifts, I can't do anything with them, I can't even take care of myself, I can't make money, everybody thinks I'm a failure, da 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 da. You know, whatever you've gone through in trying to make this world work for you when you have cosmic intelligence working in your field, and the challenges that come from that. But now it's time to integrate, right? It's like new earth is coming down to old earth, and this new grid is coming in, and you're an important part of that. And so this is about coming into a new level of self-worth for light workers, and I think that's going to change, you know, that in itself, being like, oh wow, I have this great set of skills that I have worked on for many evolutions and lifetimes, and it's absolutely perfectly, completely prepared me for this time on the planet right now. And I get to get down to it and do my work and just hold this grid and know that I'm so successful at this. I'm so good at this. I have this incredible worth. This is what the world needs. I'm at the right place, doing at the right time, doing exactly what I'm here to do on the planet. Really great energy. This is the healing balm for light workers right now. And when light workers come back into self-worth and start recognizing, you know, the preparation that they have for this time right now, that's going to be just a real big shift on the planet and really beautiful energy. So that's what this grand trine is saying, because Uranus and Taurus is about spiritualizing the earth, bringing those out there Aquarian age ideas into present time, right here, right now, into 3D reality. And then Saturn is also about reality. Saturn's a reality planet. It's about make it real. Here's the laws and rules of this world, right? So the deal is that, like, that's what it's been so painful. It's like feeling like the laws of the world that we came from don't fit the laws of this world, and it's not actually fair. And what seems to be karma seems to be more like punishment. And Saturn is about this energy of coming into true karmic fairness, the physical laws of the universe coming into alignment with the spiritual laws. That's what Saturn tries to do for us in our chart, and helps us get onto our path of being able to actually create in this world what we're really here to do. And so it's a powerful energy, because it's like trines are harmonious. So it's like our self-worth and our value system getting cleaned up, and spiritualizing the earth and understanding our true purpose here, and that finally the karmic laws are going to be balanced. Right? Where it's like the really shitty people who have been like narcissistically controlling and feeding off of humanity are finally going to get what's due to them. And the people who have been working so hard as light workers, trying again and again, no matter what they've experienced lifetime after lifetime, just coming to bring the light, just coming to bring the light, coming to bring the love, bringing harmony, bringing innovation, bringing beautiful ways to heal and to support life on planet Earth. And they just keep coming back life after life, even after being persecuted and blamed and shamed and all of this. And it's like, whoa, is it time for the karmic scales to actually balance between the spiritual world and the planet Earth, 3D reality? So I don't know, just incredibly powerful messages. I could go on and on about what's happening and what the cosmos is trying to tell us right now. But just go ahead and move, feel yourself. Just, there will be some tension in this first, you know, kind of around the 4th as we have all these kind of powerful things. But then once that grand water trine kind of kicks in and the earth trine kicks in, it's going to be like, okay, wait, there's harmonized. We're going to figure this out, and we can do it in a harmonized way, even with Mars retrograde, because it's like we know that we can't move forward because we got to clean up our act first. And now we're kind of getting our marching orders, right? We're getting like, oh, okay, cool. Now I kind of am understanding. That's what the next 6 months are really about for Lightworkers is like, oh, okay, I thought I was in the wrong place, like I was dropped off on the wrong planet. Who are these people? But oh, now I see why I'm here and what I have to offer. And it's so beautiful, and it's going to feel so beautiful to experience it and express it. And that's kind of, you know, the completing of these messages of the North Node in Leo is that beautiful individual spark of creative cosmic love that you hold in your heart, and that you've been waiting for eons to have permission and support to bring to the planet. And now it's time. It's time to drop all the stories, persecution, and all of these things that happen, traumas in past lives and early childhood of this life, and kind of step out from under it. You know, and that Venus in Virgo is saying, just step out, clean it up, claim your self-worth, step out of it. You're a beautiful, radiant soul that has gone through so much to be here and continues to be here and to contribute. And that's part of maybe what the realization is. It's like, oh, I have been contributing. I have been doing what I'm here to do. I just didn't know that that was what it was, you know, and recognizing all this energetic work that's been happening, and starting as this grid lands, it's like, oh, we're integrating all this energetic work and work we've been doing on other planes that we haven't been able to integrate into our everyday consciousness. And so I think that it's going to feel really good and really satisfying time ahead for those of us who have been struggling to figure out what in the heck is, you know, what's the point of all this. And so really great times, and you are the light. So keep shining, keep breathing, keep keeping that bigger perspective that you are being shown the distortions that need to leave, and that it's a beautiful thing, you know, beautiful spiritual experience is what we're having, even if it doesn't look like it. So hang in there. I hope to see you at the group session. And until next time, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.